Then as the city roars, tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. TTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal, feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal, feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. TTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. We're live here at Newport on the levee right before Bengals Now. Their show starts at 7. We are live right now. So come on down, enjoy the show, and let's talk some sports. We got a special guest today. He is, well, we got Neil. Yeah, he's always on the show. But we got a special guest. He is Bearcat Professor. Member of the 5
Nelson in the house.
What's up, Terry? How are you, sir?
New digs, new outfit. I got it.
I like it. Looks good.
I'm talking about your digs. This new outfit.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it's new digs.
Yeah, we were just talking about that when first had you on. I had you on an iPad, and I had the phone sitting up there. I called you, and yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah, it was a flip phone, too.
It was gold, man.
Yeah, dial in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, it's a little different here at Newport Levee. So, it's crosstown shootout this week. Neil, you cover them. Terry, you played for them. I dropped out there. Yeah, we all got our issues.
Right.
I'm pretty confident that this is the year that UC is going to win. We haven't won it as we all would like to the last couple of years. Keys game, what's your thoughts on the crosstown shootout going into this week?
Well, first of all, it's going to be electric. The atmosphere, you got to paint the picture first.
Sure.
The atmosphere is going to be totally electric. You know, when I was sitting at practice and I was talking to some of the guys over the weekend, and they kept, you know, they were talking to Dylan and guys like that. They were like, man, is it really going to be the way people say it is?
Oh,
Goes,
yeah.
you have no idea, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You have no idea. When you thought that it was intimidating to come in here last year from Texas and hear the intensity, ramp it up a little bit more. That was really, really loud.
Yeah, now it is.
It was really, really loud.
Yeah.
Last year when Big 12 guys came here, nothing like when Xavier comes in here because it's like Ohio State, Ohio State, Michigan football rivalry. It's intense. So this year, there is complete of a team as you can have wanting to go into the crosstown shootout.
Right.
I think this is the year. We have quality depth. The Bearcats have quality depth going into this game, and Wes Miller was very intentional on building that depth early on, playing 10 guys consistently, getting them ready just in case you deal with injuries. You can pluck another one in who has been used to playing quality minutes. We have not beat Xavier, I think, since President Trump was in the office the first time.
Exactly. So, it's been a while.
So they're going to have to come out. You know, Xavier, no matter what the rivalry is, who's ranked, who's not ranked, they're going to give their best shot because that's the way he Coach Miller approaches it,
Mhm.
Sean Miller, and that's the way the rivalry has always been. However,
Absolutely.
I do believe it's going to be some fear on some of the Xavier players' eyes, the ones who have not been in the tournament,
Right.
who have not been in this crosstown shootout, because they don't know what it's like.
Right.
Just like last year, we had first-year guys
Didn't
going
know.
in there,
Yep.
and they were like, "Oh my goodness,
Like,
you're
whoa, this is actually pretty big."
yeah, Xavier student section was nasty
Right.
to us. Yeah, they was nasty to us. And like, okay, we're gonna return this favor. And so the guys who, your role players play better at home.
Yeah.
So the guys that are subbing in off the bench who didn't play in this rivalry last year are gonna feel more comfortable in their own environment, knowing that you got people cheering them on.
Exactly. And the thing is, like you said, it doesn't matter who's ranked where. I mean, this happened. I mean, UC went into the same number one in the country twice and lost, and Xavier wasn't that as good of a team then. And so that's how, to me, this is, I don't know if it's the most intense, but it's definitely the closest rival. We're in the same damn city. I was talking about Xavier, or excuse me, Duke, North Carolina, and West is coming from that. So he gets the rivalry, and that's what I love about West, that he gets it and he embraces it.
Yeah, he does embrace it. He doesn't shy away from it. If you start asking him anytime this week about the rivalry, he'll be very candid. He'll be open about it. He wants to win. He can't wait for this rivalry. How he coaches them. He doesn't coach any differently in practice, but it is more spirited. You can tell that there is a certain emphasis on the preparation for this game because he knows how much it means to the city.
Yes.
How much it means to him personally trying to get this one. These are notches on your back. And when you coach for Cincinnati, the only game that they want you to win, just like the Ohio State Michigan thing, beat Xavier. We'll deal with the crosstown. We'll deal with the Big 12. We'll deal with Dayton. We'll deal with all those guys.
Right.
You better beat Xavier.
You better beat Xavier.
You beat Xavier. It has saved people some coaching jobs throughout the years when they beat the rivalry game.
Exactly. Neil, what's your thoughts on the game coming up this week? I know you cover them.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Obviously, as Terry mentioned, there's a lot of guys on this Xavier roster who have not played in this kind of roster or rivalry match before. I mean, you look at the Xavier roster, Zach Fremantle's one of the only guys who's played in this, Jerome Hunter as well. But on top of it, this Xavier roster was completely rebuilt through the transfer portal this offseason. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of those first-year guys come into this matchup anticipating a hostile environment on Saturday. And, I mean, when you talk about this environment in this game Saturday, you can't talk about the game, obviously, without talking about the new uniforms that Cincinnati just dropped, too.
Come on now.
I think we got to mention those because those were pretty
All right,
fire.
full disclosure, I've been sleeping. I didn't.
Oh, you haven't seen them?
I haven't even seen them yet. I didn't know.
Tough.
You didn't see the Jordan aircraft, his private plane pulled up to
For real.
Oh yeah. So
I gotta see this.
I got my friends who are sending me pictures.
Yeah, that was the big announcement.
They were sending me pictures of of what's taking place, and so I popped them into our chat thread. But you got the Jordan brand logo plane.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh,
so
there you go.
When that showed up, people were like putting two and two together.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, UC comes out with 12, 11, 20, 24. And we knew that there was going to be something special. Now, will he be in the building for the game? Don't know yet. But that would be awesome if he was courtside for the game with those new uniforms on. I mean, it's going to be lit. They always come out with new uniforms, and the bookstores get happy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Going on
You're
live.
like, Bearcat fans like, all right, here's my money.
I'm telling you, if they're in the bookstore by this game Saturday, they're selling out before
Oh, I
Saturday.
bet you.
And I feel so sorry for parents because you don't even get a chance to enjoy your checks. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's $120 straight out the back pocket.
The minute you get paid, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I want that one." And you look at the kid's room; he's got 12 other jerseys hanging up, different colors, different eras.
Yeah.
And then he wants the shoes to go with it, the shorts to go with it. Well, Christmas is coming up. Maybe we'll get it for Christmas, but don't ask for nothing right now. And for Christmas, yeah, I'll deck your whole room out.
Dude, I'll be 50 in April, and I want all that stuff.
Yeah,
My wife can contest to that for sure. She's like, yes, he wants everything.
trust me, I've seen your room, bro. Yes, I've seen the man cave.
Yes. I'm running out of room down there. That's
Yeah.
the problem. I can't get more
If
stuff.
Martians burrowed through your room and looked up in your room, they thought they were in Cincinnati heaven.
like all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
You know what that means?
What's that?
Time to remodel, baby.
Yes, we need to expand the ice cave. I like these guys. I'm glad they came. I like your guys' heads.
It needs a full, like a wall cooler.
Yes,
Just filled with beer.
yes. Terry, have you been in my dreams lately? Because I'm just sitting there saying that's what I dream about.
We dream the same thing. Hey, shout out to Pops for over there supplying
yes.
the beer. Right, I'm just telling you right now, he's our male server.
Yes,
and both of our drinks are getting low. I don't know what it is.
I know. It's weird that they just keep ending.
It's weird that it was a small can for a big cup. Right?
I'm just saying they gave us a 30-ounce cup with a 12-ounce beer.
Exactly. So, Dan Skillings got back. How big is that for UC? I think it's huge. Go ahead, Nate. What's your thoughts?
It is arguably the difference maker for Cincinnati heading into this game, especially versus Xavier. You saw it versus Howard. I mean, when Dan Skillings was on the floor, Cincinnati was collectively more together. I wouldn't say together, but he altered the game in many different ways. Because you could see that his ability, his athleticism, his length, his size, his athleticism changed everything. When he was on the floor, energy went up a little bit.
Yep.
Rebounding went up. Driving to the basket. Everything that Dan Skillings brings to the table opened things up for Cincinnati, opened things up for Simas Lukosius. It opened things up for Jizzle James. And the bigs inside. I mean, Aziz Bandago had his best performance of a Bearcat career versus Howard. So overall, just having Dan Skillings back on the floor is a massive boost for Cincinnati.
One thing I loved about the Howard game is, and it's what it should have been, but I saw him actually dunking the ball more.
He put the ball on the floor.
Yeah, he throwing it up alley-oops like that. I mean, we talked about that a lot. There were guys go to the hole and they lay it up too much. Like they were hammering it, and that's back to back to when you guys play. You guys just dunk right on people.
Most dunks since I thought Danny Fortson, not Danny Fortson, but to Jason Maxill and Eric Hicks played. They used to dunk a lot.
Yep.
With Flight White and all those guys. Well, first of all, Dan Skillings, you mentioned the intensity. When Dan Skillings got in, they played defense harder.
Yes.
Led by him.
Yeah.
It was almost like, I'm going to show you guys how to play Bearcat defense.
Right.
And when he got in there and he was pressuring the ball, he had intensity. He caused a couple of turnovers. He started fist pumping to the crowd. And that kind of energy, letting the crowd know, like, look, appreciate what we're doing on this end.
Yes.
We all like the dunks and the lobs and the threes and the crossovers. But when we force a 30-second violation, when we force a guy to travel, we do all that, appreciate it just the same way you appreciate the lob, because we're giving you our best for those 3-4 minutes at a time that we play before we get cycled out.
And that was the thing. When the game I went to with Joe and the game against Villanova is I thought the defense intensity wasn't there. That was to me the biggest difference in those games. And to your point, Dan brought that Bearcat defense. And sometimes you need a guy like that to go, hey, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to play like this. I'll show you how. And that's kind of what Dan did, I think.
Yeah, Dan's an intelligent gambler.
Yeah.
How you have his back to him and he's guarding another guy, and you start doing like a reverse. You try to mess around with the screen up top, try to reverse, go behind the back. He shoots the passing lane, tips the ball out.
Right.
And somehow between Dan Skillings and D. Mitch, they always seem to be the first guys on the break. I don't know what it is. I watched Mitchell rebound the ball, outlet it, and before you know it, he's
already down the court.
He's the second trail guy waiting.
Rim running.
Yeah,
love it.
He's telling when Jizzle gets the ball, Jizzle's looking, surveying, who's with me. And he's like, behind you, I'm with you. Throw it up the glass, And unselfish as Jizzle is, he could literally be going for 25 points if he wanted to. He could be laying these balls up and off the glass, doing all this. But he's looking, and he's throwing it over his shoulder. He's throwing hook passes. Moss is throwing stuff at the rim. And it's just like, just when you think they're curling off of that high screen to get to the hole for a floater or whatever, all of a sudden they curl up that screen and they throw it up. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the dunker spot, Aziz Bandago, D. Mitch. And now you're going to start having Skillings in that area. It's like, okay, when we get to play together for a while, it's going to get scary for a lot of opponents when we can play free-flowing, when we don't let guys chuck us defensively and take us off our spot.
And the cool thing that I like is with the way the offense is flowing and everything, it seems like so far this year they're not relying on the three-point shot. Like last year, it seemed to me like
They were forcing a little bit.
they were
too much.
forcing it. If it didn't go, they kept shooting. And I remember I'll be yelling at the TV screen, get the ball down low. You know, you got to get it down.
And that's the difference maker too for Cincinnati this year compared to last year. Obviously, last year the first 6 or so games they didn't have Jamil down there last season. This year you got Arrington Page and Aziz Bandego that you can kind of complement. Both bring different games. You know what you're going to get on the defensive end from Aziz, but Arrington Page has flashed massive potential through the first few weeks. Putting the ball on the floor has been your go-to post player for Cincinnati, along with Dylan Mitchell. So overall, having both of those guys able to put the ball on the floor inside and go get you a bucket and really alter the game around the rim has been huge for Cincinnati.
Exactly. Now you said something before we started that there has some news from Xavier. Somebody's leaving the program.
Yeah, Trey Green, sophomore point guard Trey Green stepped away from the program. Sounds like it's dealing with a health-related situation, so not much of a update there. But Sean Miller gave a brief statement, said he's disappointed by that and wishes he could have him out on the court, but his health's the most important thing. So he will not be playing in the crosstown shootout this Saturday. And for those who follow this game, it's kind of a guy Cincinnati's familiar with. Cincinnati recruited Trey Green in the recruitment process, but ultimately led to the decision of Jizzle James, and you're seeing how that's panned out up to date. But it doesn't look like Xavier will have Trey Green on Saturday. But overall, a reserve point guard played an 11, 12-minute game, but this was a guy who was once a top 50 prospect in all of high school basketball. But overall, Xavier looks like it's going to be running an 8 or 9-man rotation come Saturday.
Yeah, and the depth for Xavier has been an issue. Because
especially in the front court too.
Their five is really good. You know,
Yeah.
Fremantle was the guy that scares me a lot because
he's almost 30 years old.
Yeah, he's two years away from Social Security.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he'd be getting them checks. They better hurry up and get in before the administration changes.
Guys,
But anyway,
it's crazy too talking about Zach Fremantle. Wasn't he in the same recruiting class as Deontay Miles, who was also 20?
I'm just telling you, man.
25. My age.
He's
a
been
little
there a
bit.
while.
They've been there a while. But when I look at if mental health is real, so if it's a mental health thing, remember David DeJulius took a few games off several years ago, 2021 season, and to really get his mental correct, went and got counseling. It's like RoboCop, one of the first RoboCops when they took the helmet off and they had to tighten up his screws because the vision wasn't lining up correctly and he couldn't see certain things. Well, everybody think athletes are invincible.
Right.
And so the fans say the most meanest things to them if you're not part of their thing.
They act like you guys aren't human. I don't get that.
Then you add to it the gambling aspect of it.
Yeah.
NCAA had to put a letter out stating that, you got to be careful now because organized crime units are now targeting athletes and coming up with deals, trying to sweeten the pot for them and saying all this
don't
stuff.
doubt that, yeah.
And so that's why coaches are so protective of their athletes.
Right.
And Coach Wes Miller said on his coaches show last week, he wished he can turn off social media for those guys. He turns it off.
Yeah.
But he goes, it's this generation, they live by it.
Yeah.
The minute they have a good game, they're going to the phone to see what people are saying about it. They may not respond or like or whatever, but they're reading everything.
Yep.
So when you find somebody that doesn't look like when I'm on radio, I speak my mind. And I'm very open and candid if the guy's doing great. If a guy's not giving you the best effort, I'm very open and candid with that too.
Right.
Well, some people post that stuff. And they don't tag me. They just post it. Oh, Terry said. And then
Terry said you were garbage tonight.
And then they'll screenshot it and send it to one of the guys.
Oh, God.
So they sow dissension that way.
Yeah.
And so it's never the context of what it is that I was saying it in.
Yeah, right.
And they like when I mentioned that Tyler Betsy can't play in a game like this because he doesn't have a counter to his three-point shooting. He's a catch-and-shoot guy when they were playing Villanova.
Right.
And Villanova said, ain't no way in the world you getting your shot off.
Right.
Like, we're gonna pressure it. So he had one shot attempt. He played 11 minutes, and his guy drove by him every time they touched the ball.
Right.
And so I said, you'd be better off taking him out and put in I forgot one of the backups in.
CJ Frederick didn't play at Villanova.
No, well, CJ was going to take on Connor. And I thought that they would go in a different direction, and they didn't do it. And Wes Miller came on afterwards and said, we have to play him. He has to develop because he's going to be a good player for us, and we have to get him ready for the Big 12.
Yeah.
So he has to face competition
where
they're not going to let him get off because when you play gimmick defenses I wouldn't say gimmick defense, but Iowa State's defense is very unique. It's a matchup, kind of a zone, man-to-man. You don't know where it's coming from. There's a guy on the point. Everybody else sort of just mixing that.
Rotates and kind of shifts around.
It's just crazy how the pack line defense of Houston is.
Yeah.
They make you very uncomfortable. They don't care where you are in the half court. They're going to be physical with you. And in the Big 12, the refs are not going to call everything. They'll choose what they're going to call.
Right.
But you have to be able to have counters.
That's why Houston gets away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because we did too as the player.
Houston plays like you guys play.
Exactly. You play physical.
Yeah.
You play to the extent the echo of the whistle, and the refs cannot call everything because you don't want a coach yelling at you at the time. So you'll call a certain amount, but then once you get past those 4 or 5 calls, then it's gonna have to open up at some point.
Right. Now we got a comment here. I just your Paul says it was better when Bob and Pete were head coach here. Just talk about the relationship that Hugs and Gillen had and how that version of the rivalry was, because that's when you played.
It was awesome.
Right, exactly.
Mad Magazine, Pete Gillen. Oh my goodness. He was funny. He was very astute, very funny. Hugs is one of those guys that I'm gonna speak from the Huggins point of view. I can't speak from Pete's point of view. Hugs is one of the real guys,
right?
One of the realest guys that if he doesn't like you, he doesn't act like he likes you.
Right.
He's not phony.
Right.
He'll tell you in his face, "I don't like you," because he'll give you reasons why.
He'll explain it to you.
Yeah, and he's 6'5" and he's big and burly. Yeah. And I went over. We used to go over his house, and he has back when the VHS tapes were in the basement. He'd sit over there. He'd be smoking cigars, and
that was before the internet, Neil.
And he had a whole stack of VHS tapes, all mafia movies. Nothing but mafia. It wasn't no
Scarface and all that.
It was all mafia movies. And I said, okay, I get it. Where he got
right.
So he has that sort of bravado. And so when Pete and they get together, it's like today he would be Dan Hurley.
Yeah,
Hurley is a guy that yells across the floor at the other coach when the guy chucks screens or whatever, or if another coach is talking to the official, Hurley will interrupt them and say, "Your guy's doing annoying."
Right.
He's very, very annoying. Well, Pete was the same way.
Yeah.
Pete was a guy that would always be whining to the officials that the Cincinnati is beating them up, they're grabbing them, they're hugging them. And Hugs would get tired of it.
Right.
And he was like, what about your guys? So they would have these conversations back and forth. And then Pete would say something on the sideline that was out of characteristic for a coach to say. So when it was time for the game to be over, they'd be going through the layup line, and Hugs
they'd be ready to fight.
Exactly.
Say it
now.
Did they almost do it one time? Did they get the shouting match a couple times? Or?
Yeah, well, it was the 93 year.
Yeah.
So
yes.
93, we had D'Antonio. We were favored to win that game. Yeah. We had Flint and D'Antonio, Winfield, and all those guys, and we ended up losing the game. And then the whole time he was yelling at the team, yelling at the officials about our team, and it was over. He was like, "Now talk about our team now. Say it now." Like, they didn't want to talk, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" Like he went to the whole, "I didn't say anything wrong" type of deal.
Right. Yeah. Those are the days. That's what really got this rivalry going was those two, and I do think Wes Miller and Sean Miller. There's not gonna be that crazy, but I think both those coaches really are into this rivalry. And that's we haven't had that in a while. That both coaches are into it. I think.
Yeah, Wes embraces it. He loves competition because he has a different perspective. We have great Cincinnati basketball and tradition here.
Mm-hmm.
We do. So I don't downplay our tradition to anybody.
No.
But North Carolina is just a different level.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So they're playing for championships on a year in year out basis. They have multiple NBA draft picks on their roster on a year basis.
Mm-hmm.
They have the greatest of all time.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan
dropping off shoes and bags, and
he's got his own brand that other colleges wear.
You should see. I was talking. When you sit and you talk to Wes at the coaching show, the off-season summer league open runs in the gym are crazy.
Yeah.
When you think about the guys from North Carolina that come back in the off-season, Vince Carter. You just have
Tyler Hansbrough is also back.
All these guys, right?
Right.
They come back. It's a different level of respect. So when you talk about the North Carolina Duke rivalry, same amount of athletes, same amount of history. Krzyzewski has won more titles, but they feel like they take no backseat to nobody,
right?
Because of what they did. So when you fast forward that to right now, he still has that mentality that no, we just haven't built up to have our team.
Yeah.
Once we have our team, we'll play you anywhere on any court in any venue, as long as it counts for wins.
Yeah. Exactly.
As long as it counts for those quality wins, we will play you anywhere. So it does not matter. The crosstown shootout, we love it. I embrace it. I'm not running from it. I'm going to speak on it, and we're going to meet the challenge.
Exactly. That's one thing that I've said this a couple times when you've been on here that was missing for the last couple of years, that he embraced it, and he's actually said, and he could be just embellishing this, but he thinks it's more intense than the Duke of North Carolina because of the proximity of the schools. Like you guys, when you play, you guys would play during the week in the summer league, pickup games, whatever, because you could literally you're what, 5 minutes, the schools are 5-10 minutes apart.
Yeah, but we had a controlled hate back when we played.
Controlled hate,
because we liked some of the guys.
Yeah,
we hung out with them at the waterfront and at the Yucatan liquor stand and Cooters. And
you stole some of their girls.
Yeah, we did. We stole some of you. To the victor goes the spoils. If we beat you, we get the women. We get all the territory.
We take it all.
So, but those, like, they used to invite us to the Schmidt Fieldhouse for open runs in the summertime.
Right.
They used to come to Fifth Third Arena for open runs in the summertime. We played against each other in Purcell Marion League. Some of us would drive down to Columbus and play in the Worthington League. They had a team.
Right.
So we would always be around each other. And so we would talk a lot of trash. We hung out. When we see each other, we dap each other up and all that stuff because we knew each other. But the rivalry and the talk was, oh, we smacking y'all. Like,
right.
We even to this day, I see Steve Gentry and all those guys. I'm talking trash and all that.
Right.
We talk to this day, but it's nothing. It was nothing but love.
Right.
And then it got to a point where there was no love, and it was just straight rivalry.
Right.
I think that's probably why when ESPN started taking over it, and they start talking about rivalry week, and then you had the fight.
Yeah.
And the fight just
escalated to another.
Yeah, it got to the point where the officials start taking over the games to start the games. It's like, look, nobody's gonna fight.
They had to play at the Coliseum, which I hated that.
2 years, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Look, guys, Yancey isn't here right now. No one's gonna start swinging. Go crazy.
I mean, it was just we didn't have the same amount because when Xavier players won, they would let UC guys know on all in their face and all that, because a lot of times we had a higher seeded, we're higher ranked. When UC players won, same thing would happen.
Right.
So we're all in their face. Rivalry stuff.
Yeah.
Some things you just, blow it, you just push them out the way.
Right.
Get to your bench, we're going to cool it down.
Right.
When you start teeing people up and putting personal fouls on guys, it makes it very unfair because the guy threw an elbow or shoved them on a timeout.
Right.
We're trying to go to the free throw line and huddle up, and they walk between our line.
Yeah.
And we push them out the way, and you call a technical. No. You get them in the huddle. You put some management control in the game, but you don't give somebody a disadvantage because of a little push and shove in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have that. That's what a rivalry is. I mean, you're going to have that little extra oomph. It doesn't mean that team deserves a technical to give, like you said, to give the other team an advantage. That's where the rivalry, and like I said, I hated it for 2 years. And yes, I'm old. I call it the Coliseum, whatever they call it, US Bank, Heritage, whatever they call it now. I hated it down there. I'm like, I would rather go and play it every year at Cintas.
You mean you don't want to go use a bathroom in the porta potties?
No,
they had like 20 of them on the bottom.
Yeah,
you mean
big trough? No.
You mean you don't want your bag of chips in the RC Cola, Jeff?
No.
Ice underneath the ring. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't want none of that. I want it. Like I said, I would have rather I go play it at Xavier every year instead of go play it at the Coliseum. And that changed a lot of stuff for that rivalry. But I think it's getting back to it. And it also helps that, and to me, for UC getting ready to go into the Big 12 schedule here, playing Villanova, playing Dayton, playing Xavier, I think is a good, especially Xavier, is a good ramping up to get into the hardest conference in basketball. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, it's definitely a interesting matchup. Obviously, non-conference slate, everyone's looking at, oh, you got to play 6 of your 11 games is quad 1, quad 2, essentially. But in the Big 12, it's different because anytime any are in the Big 12, now go to 20 games. 19 of those 20 games on that schedule are going to be quad 1 or quad 2. You might have 1 or 2 that are going to be your quad 3, your quad 4, depending on how the season shakes up. But playing at Xavier, I mean, it's going to be a quad 1 opportunity on Saturday. It's going to be a big opportunity, but having that rivalry game, and I think even Wes Miller said he wants to play these local rivalry teams. He's here for it. Play the Xaviers, play the Daytons, play the NKUs, play Ohio State.
Well, we talked about that before of how I think
Yeah,
it's
Tri-State
crazy.
Classic.
Yeah, Tri-State Classic. They don't. These teams don't play each other. They make sure that Kentucky and Louisville play each other. And UC Xavier play each other. Why doesn't UC and Kentucky play? UC Louisville was a huge rivalry when they were in the same conference. Why don't they try to play each other? You got Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana, Purdue. All these teams are right around within 4 hours of each other. Why don't they play each other? Like I said, they have all these beginning of the season tournaments. That's a perfect one to do just right here in the tri-state area.
Let me give you some breaking news here.
Yes.
We may have a Jordan Brand Classic here pretty soon.
Ooh.
In Charlotte.
Like
Yeah.
All schools that wear Jordan Brand,
Really?
it's in the works.
I'm here for
It's
it.
in the works. I can't tell you all the schools that'll be there. North Carolina and UC will be there for sure. And then there's going to be at least 2 other schools, maybe even 4 other schools. But it's going to be a Jordan Classic.
Nice.
Jamal, who works with former UC player.
Yep, no Jamal.
Yeah, so he's an executive there. So he's the one that helped broker the deal with UC to get Jordan Brand back. And
Thank God, by the way.
I asked him about this when he came down here when we first got announced.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, don't say nothing." So I think I just said something. But he goes,
All right. Nobody watches this podcast anyway.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
but no, he talked about that he has mentioned it to Jordan, and it takes a while for scheduling.
Right.
But something like that is going to be in the works, which I think is long overdue. So there's benefits of having that Jordan Brand
Oh, yeah.
on you. And the fact that, we're building our roster. We have star power now. We got star power coming in next year. And then for the new rules that are coming in next year is crazy. I mean, we'll talk about some of those. Maybe you can lead with the 5 for 5, what the NCAA is talking about for next year.
Go for it. What are we talking about here?
NCAA is talking about 5 years to play 5 years.
Really?
Eliminating the
walk-ons and the red shirts.
Ah, okay. That's what Alex was talking about. I guess when he was on the show a couple weeks ago, he said though his walkout would be what he had was no longer going to be available anymore. I guess that's what he was referring to.
Well, the reason why that's so significant is if that takes place, if they pass the 5 for 5, it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be out of the realm for UC to now petition the NCAA for Connor Hickman and Simas Lukosius to get an extra year.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
So if they come
I'll
back
take that.
with Dylan Mitchell and all the guys we got coming back and coming in, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. Now we're gonna need another rim protector. We'll probably get one in the portal.
There you go.
But man, like next year's roster is still going to be sick because we got great talent returning and great talent coming in.
The top 5-star we got.
Sean Abaya.
Thank you, Sean Abaya. That he wants to be one and done, and we haven't had a one and done since Lance Stevenson. That was the last one.
Was the last one.
So the offense that the Bearcats run is a lot of NBA style offense, open floor, the pick and roll, the pick and pop, movement without the ball. So it's going to be here pretty soon that you're going to start seeing a string of players coming from UC to the NBA because they're going to be ready.
We need that.
They're going to be ready.
Yes.
For the NBA. So guys who go in as free agents will now make rosters and be like, "Wait, how did this guy not get drafted?" Well, he went into. First of all, they're going to be in great shape. They're going to go into those camps. When they go into those camps, they're going to be like putting work in with people that only thing they do is, when guys are saying, "I'm getting ready for the draft camp," they may work out for 2 hours or whatever, have a trainer, and they go home. Well, the UC guys are so bought in. They put in the extra work. They come early. They stay late. They got film sessions, and Wes does, like a good parent, a great job of breaking down information as to why you are doing stuff. The good book says wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, but in all you're getting, get understanding. So there's got to be a reason, not just doing something because it's a good decision. Why are you doing it? What's the outcome of what you're doing?
Right.
And for what Cincinnati is putting together and for what Wes Miller has been trying to train these guys for the long run. I mean, we see a loss And I mean, people are ready to bring out the guns, and you know, it's like, come on, man, there's one loss.
One loss. Calm down.
It's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
With Wes, because he's like, look, I don't care if we lose 2 or 3 games going into the Big 12 if we've learned from those 2 or 3 games.
Right.
I just don't want to make the same mistakes in those 2 or 3 games because you're not learning your lesson. The Big 12, every game will present new problems. We learned about that last year.
Yeah.
You know, 17 games decided by 5 points. We're 7-9 in those games. 16 games decided by 5 points. We're 7-9 in those games. Every game is rebounding one game.
Yeah.
Next game is 3-point shooting. Next game is turnovers.
Right.
Next game is you can't defend the post. Next game is foul trouble.
Travel on a buzzer beater.
Yes. So there's so much stuff that.
Who's the one that was still out of bounds last year? I can't remember. That TCU? Yeah, I was still out of bounds through the ball. And anyway, sorry. I stopped your roll there.
The one shot last year, we definitely have to ask Dylan Mitchell off the record about his opinion on that shot, because I bet you if you watch it back, he gets a different answer being on the other side of things. But Mac Davis definitely traveled. I mean, that was I swear he slid 5-10 feet.
Entire arena. I wish we can have that in slow motion. You know how we do those moves.
Yeah.
They were like, travel.
The whole entire arena doing this.
Right.
Travel.
What's that meme where the dude gets put on skates? That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
Max Davis literally was skating.
Yeah.
Through Fifth Third. Like he ended up on Calhoun Street. Like that's how big of a travel it was. Like he was up there by Kane skating when that shot went up.
So do you with us not getting calls last year, and I don't want to get into a referee thing, but do you think with it being the second year of us being the Big 12 and Wes knows the referees a little better or whatever, or the environments, you think that's going to help with any of this stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they sunned them last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you got 4 new schools to do that too.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. We paid our dues.
Right.
And because a lot of the officials didn't know Wes.
Right.
And so they see him on the sideline and he's making all these gyrations and all that stuff. And they thinking that he's saying something crazy.
Right.
And they get next to him and they're like, oh, he's harmless. Okay. Yeah, but they don't give him the respect.
Right.
So if Kelvin Sampson's yelling and Wes is yelling, Kelvin's going to get the call.
Right.
Wes not going to get anything.
Right.
Same with Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like
you can't go play Kansas with letting it go into the officials' hands. That's for sure.
Well, you already know that.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is beatable in our conference.
Yeah.
Everybody is beatable.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody can, and you can beat everybody and everybody can beat you. So it's like
the best conference in basketball.
Well, it's not, everybody's saying, like last night I heard the commentators say the SEC is, and I'm like, not even close.
No, the parity in the Big 12 is
they're top heavy.
any of
Yeah, SEC is top heavy.
I mean,
unlike
SEC's got what? Kentucky,
Auburn,
Tennessee, what? Maybe Arkansas, maybe
Arkansas. Yeah,
Arkansas is top 25.
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12 is going to have what? 7 teams, probably 8 teams in the dance. I think
you might even be looking at 10.
Wow.
You might even be looking at 10 because you go to 16 teams. You
crazy.
might be looking at 10 teams from the Big 12.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
we thought we was going to get 9 in last year.
Yeah.
They gave us 8.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, like, what I love about it is like everybody used to give UC crap about our non-conference schedule. We could play Sisters of the Poor, and it don't matter because we got to go to the Big 12. I mean, it would matter because you got to ramp up to play in the Big 12. But I mean, that conference is so tough, and that schedule is so tough. Resume speak for itself with just the Big 12, with the Big 12 season.
Everybody plays, not the strongest non-power 4 schools in the preseason,
right?
Because you cannot develop your bench playing all power 4 schools and having a lights out non-conference schedule.
What you got. Yeah,
you got to give some of those guys some playing time and minutes that they can manage and see what they can do. If it's a 1 or 2 possession game, you're not putting that 10th guy in, that 11th guy in, that 12th guy. No. They got to wait. We got to win this game.
Right.
Because as much as the fans want to see every game be a Power 4 school, the athletic directors know that they're going to get pressure from the fans.
Right.
Because the fans are going to let everybody know why we have this coach, why are we doing this, you're already starting to see some of those grumblings in football.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you have to win games. You have to satisfy the quota of, getting enough wins to try to qualify for the NCAA tournament. but you also got to make sure that you're taking care of the entertainment value
Yes.
of it. You got to look good. You got to have some dunks, some 3-pointers. You got to have the music playing and the dogs at halftime catching frisbees.
Yep.
You got to do all that stuff, right? You got to put on a show.
You can't forget about the jump ropers too. They
The
always-
jump ropers,
yeah.
the girls, they're badass.
Yeah, that
they're
jump rope
good.
halftime show is
College
always
athletics is pushing the bar in Cincinnati. It's not like Cincinnati everywhere you go. We're very spoiled. You travel to some of the games, brother.
Yeah, there's some games I've been traveled to. They'll have a halftime show, it'll be 2
Man,
minutes,
hey,
and then that's it. Then
our-
you sit
really?
for a couple
Our
minutes.
in-game entertainment is second to none. It's like NBA level. When you go to other
Well, we
colleges,
got an NBA arena basically now too.
you go to NBA college, or you go to other colleges, and they may bring somebody out for recognition, and they're doing this, and they may have a dog show because a lot of people are doing the same dogs, and then it's like 8 minutes
of nothing.
of nothing. It's
Really?
just so you gotta
You just sit there, twiddle your thumbs.
yeah. So
Everybody's
Cincinnati,
getting a
they
beer
make
or
sure
going to the
that
bathroom.
Cincinnati they start passing out porta potties or something. I don't know what it is because it's hard to get up and leave.
Right.
Dance team comes out, you be like, I don't want to miss this.
Right.
Dog catching stuff.
Yeah.
People doing the tightrope or the little unicycle.
The trampoline, the basketball.
Yeah.
stuff.
What's the lady? What's the lady who catches? She's on the unicycle.
cups.
Catches the cups.
On her head.
What about the one where they had that guy stand on top of that thing?
Oh, that was
all
so
the way-
scary.
Yeah,
Me and Dan were sitting there like, this guy
What
was
has he
like
done?
80 years
He
old,
had,
man,
like,
and he was climbing on
and
chairs.
tables, and he got all the way up to the rafters, damn near. and-
Yes.
What?
yeah.
Yeah, he had
He
like
stacked 'em up?
6
Stacked
levels
him
of
up. Yeah, he was
chairs.
up there near the jumbotron,
And all it was just,
and there was no mat on the ground either.
it was like hooked into the little thing, one chair at a time, one
Oh,
chair at a
dude.
time.
like you see it with the plates and stuff. This
Yeah.
guy's doing it with chairs.
Oh, dude,
And
that's nuts.
I'm sitting over there and I'm watching like the athletic director and I'm watching Karen. I'm looking at the.
I
I'm
swear,
like-
all of us, our eyes
I'm
like
like,
straight
oh,
at
my-
midcourt, and we're like,
I got
all
my
right.
phone out. I pushed 9-1 and then waiting for the next thing to just drop.
Waiting for the thud.
I just need one more. Hello, yes.
You know, Bob's sitting in the corner, just like, is it gonna come?
Our medical staff was sitting over there. Normally, you're in the hallway, just
Right.
sitting there on their phone, chilling. They standing up around the court.
They in the
waiting to
ready
watch-
position.
Oh my goodness, it was and he killed it. But you have to audition for that, so he had to prove that he can do it
Yeah.
before he actually got out there.
Yeah, that was crazy halftime performance.
And you have to
Crazy
bring your own insurance, obviously.
Yeah, I would think so.
halftime. Yeah,
I would think so.
university ain't paying for that one.
Yeah. And one thing
Oh,
I
my-
brought up a little bit there, I do want to talk about the arena. I love the arena now. It is so, I mean, Old Shoe is still going to have meaning to me just because of watching you guys play and what it was. But the new Fifth Third, I still call it Shoe. Fifth Third Arena, whatever you call it. To me, it's
Shoe, baby.
It's still a Shoe. Thank you. It's one of, if not the best arena. Well, you guys travel around. I mean, is there a better arena in the Big 12 than the Shoe right now?
There's a lot more tradition posted than
Yeah.
ours. So
Yes.
Kansas, it's like going through a library. It's like Smithsonian.
You're right.
Because I mean, I think we passed you last year because we went in the Hall of Fame during the day, and you walk out of Kansas's Hall of Fame, and I kid you not, Jeff, you are in
Yes.
the tunnel of Allen Fieldhouse.
Really?
Like you are looking caddy corner at midcourt of Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah, they still got those Hoosier seats in the top
Yep.
Yeah.
part.
It's all wooden bleachers, and
Oh,
it looks
God.
like it's like a hill. It's like straight up, and they're all
Yeah.
right there.
They
That's
used
the
My,
one.
my legs are getting sore just thinking about walking up there.
Yeah. Well, you start looking at all of the guys that came through this program.
Yeah.
You think about Paul Pierce and all, but
Yeah.
you start looking at all the history.
Yeah.
And we got this chance to see the original Naismith rules
Oh,
that
really?
were there.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
nice.
got the story behind that. We were toured around by the radio personality for the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah.
So we're walking around there, and we walk into the office, and it's just trophy after trophy after trophy. They
Yeah.
said, "Well, we're going to expand this. We're going to pull it because we don't have any more room for trophies." I said, "That's the most cockiest thing I've ever heard." You know what I mean?
and two with Kansas too, like their tunnel for the locker rooms, you got to go through the concourse
Really?
of the fans. Like the fans are right there on the floor, so they're walking out because there's no well, there's one upper
Mm.
concourse, but it's kind of like maybe 10 feet of space when you come out of the top deck. But they're running literally through the concourse, so they'll have stanchions and barricades.
So let me
lined
get
up.
so let me get straight. If you walk onto the
You walk onto
main,
the
main entrance,
Mhm.
you gotta if you go up at the top, you gotta walk from the court all the way up.
essentially, yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
God,
Essentially,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm tired just thinking about walking that far.
But yeah,
Oklahoma-
like you're
yeah.
walking straight through the tunnel,
That's crazy.
and you're passing thousands of people screaming your name at halftime. Like if you're down by 20 at Kansas, they're gonna let you know about it because you're running right by them.
Yeah, Oklahoma last year, they're no longer in our conference. but they had a lot of, you just realize how many players.
Yeah,
there.
they've had. Yeah.
So they have their women's team in their gym. They have women's team, All-Americans and WNBA players, men's team, gymnastics, baseball. They put everything in the gym for you to see.
Right.
They don't separate it by just, it's one of those things where, like, we're going to let you, while you're here, we're going to let you see what we're doing in our athletic department.
Right.
And so they post this stuff all around. You walk around the top, there's level up top, and then you walk around, and right where the little handrail is, they got all this stuff plastered, behind you. National championship in gymnastics, baseball national championship, 4 in a row women's softball championships.
Wow.
It's so crazy. Oklahoma last year. So we're driving. It took us 10 minutes to go from the front of the school to the gym on a bus.
Wow.
It's that big and spread out. And so we get in there, and it's so much tradition.
Yeah.
They had the 7 Heisman Trophy statues out there.
Oh, nice.
And then they had this beautiful softball arena that the women play in. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But right next to it, they're building a brand new one. Because at the time they had won 77 games in a row.
Right.
They were like 3-time defending champs. I think they lost that night that we were there. But 77 in a row.
Yeah.
And they said, well, this was going to have graphics and all the other stuff, and they deserve it. I'm thinking over here, I'm like, really? You build a second? So now they're making themselves eligible for tournaments and stuff because they have now 2 softball fields to play on.
Oh, geez. We're just excited that we got Fifth Third redone. But I mean, to that point though, I like the way there's not a bad seat in there now.
Correct.
But you see a lot more of Bearcat basketball history. We
need more of that. We need to plaster, and we've been getting on, talking with the administration about, not getting on them, but really expressing, like, we need jerseys hung. We need our past, and you just can't say, well, unless this guy was a first-team All-American, we're not putting him up there. I mean, Kilpatrick needs to be up there hanging. Yeah. Van Exel's jersey hanging. Herb Jones hanging. Like, all these guys, people need to know that we just can't hold out for the unanimous first-team All-American. Steve Logan's jersey should be hanging. There's a lot of guys. Gary Clark. Like, we need to let people know, like, in the old
how many players we've had.
Remember in the old Fifth Third, you would walk around the concourse, and they would have those little pictures hanging with Melvin Levitt and all those guys. Well, we need those or something to that effect hanging in the rafters, other than Skyline Chili's being gift certificates dropping from the rafters. We need something else.
Something up in the rafters. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that goes to North Carolina, Duke. If you look up in their rafters, that's what they have. I mean, that's one thing would be awesome, because it's bringing the past to the future of how good this program has been. Because people, I think up until when West got it, people have forgotten that, not Cincinnati people, but national people have forgotten how good UC historically has been as a college basketball program. I mean, back-to-back national championships. We've had Oscar Robinson, Kenny Martin, you guys in the Final Four. I mean, we've had legit. We're not blue blood, but we're one notch, maybe 2 notches below. But we're right
some
there.
lavender blood going on.
Exactly. Lavender blood. We'll take that. But I mean, that's the thing, is where. That's what I love about West. I think West is bringing us back to a national brand like we were back in the 90s, back in the 2000s.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's that Jordan on the jersey.
That helps too.
Changes everything.
Yeah, well, it's becoming, we're cool now because, first of all, black, red, and white goes with almost everything.
Yes, it does.
So, and it looks really good. And when you have black uniforms on with those black Jordans, it's the coolest thing ever because every kid wants to, when you go out to any playground now, you got the guys that are the weekend warriors that are, 30 years old is playing, and they got the whole UC outfit on, the shorts that are all past their knees.
They show up in a tracksuit.
They got the Jordan, they're airballing, but they look the part.
They look good though.
They got the baggy shorts on, and they look the part. And all those guys who were kind of separated from the Huggins era to now, who didn't want any part of UC basketball, are now hitting me up saying, hey, you guys are going to be in Texas. Hey, I need 5 tickets. I need whatever.
Right.
Hey, send me a package down there. I want some. All the players that have wore the jersey want to be represented.
They're back in.
Because now they can go to the job and like, you see us on TV last night? Oh, yeah, we smacked these dudes. So it's a sense of pride knowing that Wes Miller has built the brand back up.
Yes.
And not just Wes Miller. The university has given him the resources to do what he's doing. It takes an organization to win national championships. You can have a great coach, but if you don't have an academic, the SAS program with Dr. Joe Lucky, for like 10 years straight, we have led not only the AAC, but now Big 12 in overall department GPA.
Really?
Yes.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
We graduate 98% of our athletes now.
Yeah.
That wasn't always the case. So totally turned around. All athletes graduate in 4 years. All they got to do is take 18 credits and 6 in the summer times, and they graduate on time. To graduate early and get your master's degree before then it's 18 credits, maybe 9 in the summertime, and you'll be able to start your master's degree and always be done. So then the athletic department doing the functions of plastering the downstairs and getting the resources together. When that practice facility for football, the indoor arena gets done, it's going to be beautiful.
So nice.
The next thing that's going to happen, most likely, is the what do they call that? The field house.
Yes.
Yep. Armory.
Yep. So the Armory is going to be next.
Okay.
And that's going to be an indoor soccer, indoor track.
Okay.
I'm not indoor soccer, indoor track, indoor volleyball. And they're going to have their own places in there, and that's going to be awesome. We're landlocked.
Yeah.
So the only way to do something at UC
Use
is you
what
got to
you
tear
got.
something down and then build something back
Are
up.
they going to tear it completely down and rebuild it, or are they going to just do the inside
I don't
of
think
it?
they could tear it down completely because isn't it connected?
It's connected.
It's
So they're going to have to gut it.
Because that's where, I mean, Oscar played there. So
They're going to have to gut it. But it's just
me.
the sound barriers.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to do something.
Yeah. But it's still, I mean, dude, just from when I went there, or I just dropped out.
When you walk through campus.
You walk through campus for a little while. The student, they were just building the engineering building, and the bookstore was down there, and it was parking lots. And they got so much stuff down there now. It is completely and totally different than what it used to be. I mean, it's like my dad's not here anymore, but when he was there, it was a city school. I mean, that's what it was, and it still is a city school. But the campus has gotten so much better, and they're so much nicer down there in the last 30 years. It's not even funny.
We just need a couple of acres from Burnett Woods.
I've said that for a while.
We don't need the whole thing. Just a
You
couple.
don't need
acres.
the whole park. You just need a little bit of it.
Right. I've said that for a little. Man,
but also too on the facility aspect of campus. I mean, look what they've done recently. They're building a brand new law school.
Mm-hmm.
They just put a brand new DAP building in.
Mm-hmm.
They're upgrading on the other side of that DAP building.
Business college is like 2 years old.
Yeah,
it's brand new.
Brand new. Like they are renovating a boatload to this campus.
That's what UC stands for. Under construction. Exactly. We already know about that.
Yep. Exactly. That's what we used to say all the time when we were there. Anyway, guys, we are been down here live at Newport on the levee right before Bengals now. They're starting at 7 o'clock. They're starting to ramp up there. Mike Hilton is their guest. And hey, do you mind? I'm talking over here. Come on. Look at the Xavier fan. Get out of here.
Hey, I got a question I'm going to ask.
Go ahead.
Brad says, I'm afraid that North Carolina is going to steal us. And I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
First of all, he's building something amazing here.
Okay.
He absolutely loves it here in Cincinnati, and he calls this home.
Yes.
And he will not get. He can go back to with North Carolina. If he goes back there, hopefully we got a couple of championships in.
Yes.
And they pull him away. If they do, like they North Carolina.
I just pray Hubert does good. He just stays there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And Wes also mentioned in his press conference yesterday when we asked about the rivalry, he was like, "I'm a Cincinnatian now. I understand this thing." So he loves the city. Obviously, everybody knows that, but he knows the importance of this rivalry. But the one thing that Wes does is he embraces the rivalry. He embraces the community, and I think that doesn't get as much talk that it deserves because Wes Miller does a lot for this community in this city as well.
It's not always good to go home. Let them love you from afar.
Right.
You know, you had an opportunity to get me the first time and you didn't. So love me from afar. I'm building something special, and stay with the one. Like they say, you got to dance with the person that brought you to the party. Cincinnati is like, look, Wes, we understand what you're doing. We love what you're doing. And now that we have Cincy Reigns being the armored car for the for the
it's
Bearcats.
Delicious, by the way. Go drink some.
Yeah. So now they're saying, okay, look, we got the bag, we got the resources. We'll help raise money so you can go out and get the guys that you're going. You guys keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Talking to them, man. If he's getting this close to getting these guys,
right,
it's only a matter of time before every year you're going to have possibly a one and done type of player
Right.
because of the quality of people that he's bringing in.
Yeah, I mean, I've said that before. I mean, I remember talking to you a couple years ago. I said that was a problem, in my opinion, with Mick. And I don't mean to talk bad about Mick, but he didn't get those players. He never went after them. You know, he
got one.
He got one. That was it in 10 years or how long he was
to
there.
Mick's credit,
Yeah.
Mick, first of all, he's a phenomenal coach, and they're doing great at UCLA.
Absolutely.
But
Mick
Mick
never
said,
had NBA talent though. Like compared
Mick
with
said he did not want to go after those guys
right
anymore after Lance because you can't build a program with them. You know, he was trying to build a program.
Right,
he was going
right.
in the Big East. He was
Right.
trying to establish it. He was hoping that Lance would stay one more year so he can use him as a recruiting piece to build around him.
Right.
And when he didn't, he left. You know, as soon as basketball season's over, he left and went. You know, so he didn't finish school. He didn't finish anything. He just sort of just rented out the jersey,
Right.
did what he was supposed to do, and then took off. So it was intentional on his part, but the landscape has changed. And Coach Wes Miller was like, no. You can build it with one and done because for longest, Duke didn't want to do it. Remember,
Right.
Kentucky had like a 5-year jump on everybody.
Right.
And everybody criticized Calipari. And finally, Krzyzewski said after, I believe it was, they had another point guard that left. It was before Kyrie. Duke had a point guard that decided to leave. And Duke doesn't hang banners until everybody from that thing graduates.
Right.
And Kyrie was only there 8 games before he got injured and was the number 1 player. And after that point, he goes, that era is over.
Yeah.
We have to go back and go get some number 1 guys.
Yeah.
Some one and done guys.
Yeah. You're never going to see guys. I won't say never, but the guys that are NBA talent, they're not going to stay there 4 years. Well, now I say that now.
Today's a different landscape
with
with that.
NILs, it could change. You could
Especially
go back.
if we go to that 5-on-5 rule.
Yeah.
I don't know about 5 years, but you're going to start
definitely
seeing
gonna see
2 and
guys.
dones.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to start seeing NIL deals
Right.
saying we're going to sign you for 2 years. So we're going to do it. So if you want to make $2 million, we're going to sign you for a 2-year, $2 million. We'll give you $1 million a year if you're a one and done type of guy.
Right.
Just like they did with the Michigan. I hear the contract for the Michigan quarterback who just signed.
Yes.
Who beat out LSU.
Yep.
Here's a 4-year deal for like $10 million. So
Good,
you got
good money if you can get it.
Yeah, if you can get it,
Yeah.
but you got to stay there.
Yeah, but also look at who the number 2 funding guys were in that aspect. I mean, Tom Brady and Dave Portnoy. For the reasons that they got that deal done. To think about that aspect too.
Kenyon Martin, come on, man.
Exactly.
Lance, come on down.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
basketball don't like to dig in their pockets, brother. don't like to dig in their pockets. What's up, OG?
But on top of it, a funny question for you guys, obviously being rivalry. Terry, I would love to get your thoughts on this Cheaton Middle School debate with them stealing the Bearcats logo, the mascot, and then it comes out yesterday that they changed their mascot to coincidentally the Musketeers.
Yeah. Cue up the Kendrick Lamar song. Dun, 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 dun. They not like us. They not like us. Come on, man. Hey, first of all, Marty, who runs our marketing and our copyright department, trademark department, we went to him, Corey and I went to Marty and said, hey, we want to do our athletic alumni. We want to call UC Legends.
Yeah.
And we created some stuff.
Right.
And he goes, nope, can't use the UC logo. This is for the athletic alumni. This is for the basketball alumni.
Really?
We were going to do it apart as a 501c3.
Right.
We were going to look, we're going to raise money and all that stuff. And he shot down every iteration.
Yep, you can't use the logo on anything.
Can't use it.
Huh.
So
even it was for the school?
It's for the school, but it wasn't under the school.
Right.
Yep.
So the minute that you get somebody from outside, like Corey went to him 10 times.
Yeah.
Shot him down. Finally, he had to pay the money for the marketing agreement and all that stuff to do the stuff that he's doing right now. And it's a pretty penny. That's why the stuff is so expensive in the bookstores and everywhere. It's not because they're trying to rip you off. They have to pay the marketing piece of it and the licensing piece of it to make sure that they can use that amount because he's not letting it go easy. So when the school goes out and says, hey, we're just a middle school.
Yeah.
We want to use it. Well, that middle school, people like Bearcats, if they go out and they buy that stuff and wear it and you have Bearcats and you have that school's name on it instead of Cincinnati,
right,
it takes away from some of that merch deal,
exactly,
the revenue deal. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. Looking at opportunistically Xavier, which is good on their part, looking for an opportunity to jump right in.
Right.
And be like, absolutely, yes, we'll do that and we'll let you have it. Good for them.
I just think it's funny. You go from Bearcat And then the crazy thing is people don't understand what a cease and desist is.
Yeah.
Like you get the cease and desist.
It means
comes
you
in
have
the
to
mail.
stop
Yeah, right.
immediately.
And then people are like, why do we got to change? It's just a middle school. I mean, cease and desist. It's
money.
the first 3 words right there. Cease and desist. What does that
Exactly.
mean? No. But people don't see. I just thought it was so funny because now it's like, oh, well, let's have this contest to see what our new mascot can be. Xavier fans stepped up on social media, and it's quickly become the cheating middle school Bearcats to the cheating middle school Musketeers.
I mean, what happened to the Wildcats? You know, any kind of, if you want a cat or you want something else.
Right, you got plenty of.
Wasn't that school in Kentucky?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Tennessee. Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. There's, okay. First of all, I understand planting your flag in somebody else's territory, but there's not an SEC school down there that you wanted to emulate.
Right.
So it must have been about your. And it took them a while too because they didn't necessarily just say yes, we're going to go with the Xavier logo.
The AD of that school or superintendent definitely graduated Xavier.
Yes,
definitely graduated from Xavier.
But they wanted Bearcats first, so they gave them the right of refusal, the first right of refusal, and they said no, cease and desist. And they said, okay, you want to do that? We'll go something deeper. We're going to go with Xavier. It doesn't really hurt. Well, the fact that you did it during crosstown weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what happens if Cincinnati wins the game on Saturday? Twitter is going to be a fun day. That happens on Saturday. It is going to be a fun day.
The one thing you brought up there, Terry, and I want to get your perspective on this from being a former college athlete. It's football, but 2 weeks ago we had multiple teams trying to plant their flag in the middle of their field. To me, that's overboard. That's you won the game. Go take your flag. Go celebrate with your fans over there. Don't go plant your flags. Or people are like, well, then you should beat them. Like, I get that, but that's a little bit much. What's your thoughts on that?
Think about the bill that they're trying to pass.
Yeah,
they're trying to make it a felony.
They did pass.
What? That's the dumbest thing ever.
Hold on. They're trying to do what now?
They're making it a felony to plant the flag during the football game.
Only at Ohio State Stadium.
What?
The state of Ohio's governor, not Mike DeWine,
what do they call it?
Yeah. He came out today that it is a felony.
A felony?
A felony.
Okay, that's a bit much.
To stamp the flag.
So you won't go to prison. You would have to just like do maintenance on flags around the state, climb up the pole and unravel it from the wind.
If you're not going to let me stamp it, you know what's going to come next. They're going to throw that thing to the sideline of the losing team. They're going to be like, yeah, we can't stamp it. Take this.
Correct.
Chuck it out.
Like, it's going to be worse. Like, you might as well just let us stamp it. And then what's that? A little $100 fee and some turf or whatever? Like,
this is only the first thing that happens. You got government intervening in sports. Stop it.
Yes.
If we can't walk into your building and tell you guys, hey, stop spending money on this, or else it's a felony.
Yeah.
For you to go to a ball and spend $30,000 on a dress from the people who pays for this, to wear it one time, that's a felony.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I agree with that.
What are they going to do now? Ban walk in your trap, take over your trap? Like,
that's
going to be the next ban?
Well, I mean, what started? Remember last year, the big talk was the crowd rushing the court. Oh my God, what we're going to do about this? I'm like, have you ever seen NBA games in the 1970s? I mean, look, Boston Celtics and the Lakers. That crowd went home and just they're tearing their jerseys off. And last year's like, oh my God, what are we going to do about crowd rushes? I'm like, we've been having this for 30 years.
Kareem did lay out a couple fans when that happened. So,
well, that'll get them to quit doing it. Wow.
Yeah, we allowed one court storming last year, and it was really cool. It was controlled chaos because all kids want to do is get down there and do this.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want to do nothing serious. They just want to do this.
Right.
Let everybody know they're on the court, and then walk off.
Right.
They 30 seconds of
that's every
filming.
college kid's dream too. Like, you go to college, I mean, you're already losing. If you're not on scholarship, you're already losing what, 40 grand out of your pocket.
Right.
You might as well
Have
get
some
your
fun.
5 seconds of fun with it when you storm the court or something.
That's
But
on the contract. Okay, you got 18 hours and you got one court storming with your tickets. Only one.
There you go. All right, guys, come on down here to Newport levee. Bengals now starts at 7:00. They got Papa Shot down here, and I've had a kind of little rivalry going with Joe Damon here of trying to beat him. And I'm if he was here, I was going to talk some smack because I want to try to get Terry and Joe in a Papa Shot contest, see who could win. But but Joe hasn't shown up yet. So
If I can rebound, I'll be great.
you
I still can't make a shot.
I'll shoot you rebound.
There you go.
All right, Terry. I appreciate you coming on, man. And I can't wait till Saturday. The broadcast is going to be. Are you going to be on TV or are you going to be on the radio?
Well, ESPN came and took the game from us, so I'm been bumped back down to radio.
Okay.
Which I love, me and Dan, because I don't have to be as I could be a little biased.
I like it when Terry's biased.
Yeah,
I like biased Terry.
I have to be neutral on the plus, but I can be a little biased. I still try to keep it as neutral as I can. Try to look at it from a objective perspective. But if I get mad at officials' call, you know me.
It's gonna be Chuck Bayshock all over again. Get thrown out the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call the dude a foreign official when I'm in Hawaii and the guy is a native. Like, Chuck, you're the foreigner here, brother.
Exactly. I love Chuck. I miss him. Chuck was awesome. All right, Terry, I appreciate it. Neil, tell everybody where they can follow you at and what you got going on this week.
Yeah, so obviously a big week. We're down here at Newport on the Levee tonight. Tomorrow, filming another crosstown Bearcat Blitz podcast with my co-host Russ Heltman. Friday, I'll be with Jeff live at
Millions and Millions.
Saturday, we're back at Fifth Third Arena for the crosstown shootout. Going to be an electric environment. I think it's going to be probably the best environment that you guys have seen in recent years. Monochrome jerseys, blackout.
I can't wait.
It's going to be electric. So wear black.
I don't care if I have you sleep or not. I'll be watching it.
And then wear black, get to Fifth Third Arena. They're opening the doors early for this contest. If you hadn't seen the video from Coach Miller, they're opening the doors a half hour early, so doors will open at 11:30 on Saturday. Instead of 12 o'clock, they open 2 hours early. Usually going to open a little bit earlier, so fans get there, have a couple beers before this game, get a little rowdy.
Yeah, hopefully you have a happy hour.
Yeah.
Get them going, happy hour, get them a little lathered up, you know.
And then on top of it, you can find me at the Front Office News, Cincinnati.Rivals. Obviously, we're talking crosstown shootout, but it's officially transfer portal season as well. So been a busy 48, 72 hours over there as well, tracking the transfer portal. So continue to check us out on YouTube, Front Office News. Go to the subscribe button.
Damn, you need like a ticker on the bottom of your mouth. Like, all this stuff. You just saying like 30 things that you're doing right now, man.
I know, it's a
you
lot.
need
He's doing work, Terry. He's doing work.
I'm just saying, you busy. Like tomorrow, we got the coaches show, the biggest coaches show so far this season at Montgomery. Come on
What
out
time
there.
does that start?
It starts at 8, but I get there about 6:37. Have
Enjoy
some
some
dinner.
wings.
I had wings
I
last
might
time.
take just have to do my show and show up at yours tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go over there.
hang
I'm gonna have me some blackened salmon over some of that good salad.
Ooh.
And then a sweet potato and several bottles of glasses of wine.
Need hip hop, man.
They are trained. Hey, those servers have been trained well. When that drink gets a
I
little
need
low,
to, Terry.
drink gets a little low, I turn around, there's already one right there.
I know. Like our beer guy.
I feel like I'm bidding at an auction. They look at me, I'm just do a little odd thing, and the drink comes.
Yeah.
And then
It's
Friday,
not
I got a
gonna be
real
that.
estate party,
Yeah.
which is a crosstown real estate flavor. And then Saturday is the game. So during the month of December is the best month in the world for me because back-to-back sports, back-to-back incredible games.
Yes.
And the more you get around guys like him and guys that really like embrace the rivalry and embrace Cincinnati sports. I love the crosstown shootout, and it's going to come and go.
Yeah.
Great. But the fact that there seems to be a buzz around the Bearcat program.
That's what I'm so excited about. It's not just me talking about it for once. Everybody else, but other people are talking about it. You know me, I drive around with the UC flag on my truck, so
I got it. I seen you.
it's good. It's good. So score predictions real quick before I let you go. What do you got? You got score predictions?
I'm gonna go 79-72 Bearcats.
What do you got, Neil?
I'm going to go 82-74 Bearcats. I think this is one where crowd's going to play the favor and do their job.
I got Bearcats by 100, so that's what I'm saying.
By 100.
Before we
By
get
100.
out of here, what about did you guys see Mel Levitt's IG post yesterday?
What?
Somebody walked into his office and they said, hey, Mel, are you ready for Xavier? Musketeers by 20. And Mel took the video of it and he goes, Miss Rice, it's still Cats by 90, but it's going to be more than 20. Cats by 90, baby. Enjoying that rivalry, baby.
Once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat, baby. All right, guys, come on down. We're down here now. Starts at 7 o'clock. I think it's Terry and Neil for showing up. Shout out to my show sponsors. I want to roll through them here real quick. We got Priority Lawn and Landscaping. I know There's no grass cut right now, but if you need leaf removal, snow removal, you want to get any get out early for lawn care this spring, call Priority Lawn and Landscape. Also, check out Midwest Best Barbecue on the East Side. Get you some CTB wings, some Uno wings, some Dillinator wings. Tell Tim and Nicole Ice sent you. Also, Meyer Windows and Doors. Check them out at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your windows and door needs. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. And my West Side peeps looking for a cool little sports bar. Check out Harry's. It's your ticket to the game right in the heart of Cheviot. Got big ass TV screen, beer specials, food trucks. It's an awesome, awesome time. And then join me and Neil Friday night live at 6:30. I remember 6:30, not 6.
6:30 this week.
6:30 this week because I keep screwing up the time. The Millions, great time there. You never know what's going to happen. We've had drunk fans,
Drunk Josh has been
Drunk
great
Josh,
the last 2
in the bar. We've had people pass out outside the bar. I mean, it's been, and we'll give you a live mic and let you talk. Yeah, it's interesting. It's show time. It's a good time. But we'll be there live at 6:30, and then of course next Tuesday we're live every Tuesday at Moore Lager House from 6 to 8. Happy hours extended from 3 till 9. So make sure you guys show. We had a great last night. We had Bronson Royal on there. He was doing his music. So if you guys have missed that show, you can check it out on YouTube. Other than that, I'll see you guys. I might see you tomorrow. We'll see. I might take tomorrow off because it's Christmas and I need some sleep. And I might want to go hang out with Terry and go to Montgomery and then hang there. But I'll be back on for sure Friday night at Millions Cafe. Other than that, just sports, baby. See ya.
Weekend nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ices on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.